The edge of the circle. You had some people who didn't listen to Christ. They stayed there and thought they could fight the Romans. Just like you got people that's over here saying, hey, you know what? We need to take up arms. We need to fight against America. No, we tell you this is a spiritual warfare, not a physical warfare. Right. We're going to destroy them with the Bible. All the lies, all the things that they bring out, the Bible's going to bring them down. God's word. That's right. Okay? You can't fight. You got to think about this. You can't fight no military. They got tanks. What, you going to walk up with an Uzi and shoot a tank that's bulletproof? No, that M1 Abrams or that what do you call it? That the other tank, I forget the name of it. It cuts you in half, blow you to smithereens. Like one of my officers always said, that blow you away. You can't fight no tank. You can't fight no helicopter. You can't aim at that's in the sky. You can't fight no jets. Think about it, they drop bombs on you. You gotta look at they got what you call a smart bomb. The bomb will come take a picture of you and blow up at the same time. Hey, yeah, we got our target. That's what they did to Saddam Hussein and all of them over there. Matter of fact, when they killed Osama bin Laden, hey, there was a smart bomb. They had something came there and they took a picture. They knew who it was and they killed him and they got his remains to prove to know who he was. Right. So you can't fight against that type of technology. I'm telling you, niggas in the ghetto cannot fight against that.
Come on here. We need y'all to subscribe to help us push. We got a lot of work to do in North Carolina. The Carolinas need this work. Right. You know what I'm saying? The Carolinas need this work. So we need y'all to go and subscribe right now. Grab your finger. This one right here in particular. Right. Swipe the YouTube that you're probably already watching. Click the YouTube app. Right. Go to IUIC Raleigh page. Right up under there, it says subscribe. Click that button one time. Click that check. Subscribe to IUIC Raleigh.
Remember in high school, right? What did they tell us during slavery? High school, middle school, you know, some elementary school, when they told us we were slaves, they said we sold each other, right? Slavery, correct? They say that Africans sold Africans in slavery, correct? Did you ever hear that? You never heard that in slavery? So you heard that in slavery, right, sis? But what the officer bringing out to you, he's showing you there's different tribes and different nationalities of dark-skinned people. So it was what he showed you was the Nilotic tribes, which are the Hamitic tribes. The real true Africans, they sold the Israelites, the Jews, okay? Right. That was there in Israel. They rounded them up and they sold them to the white man. The Greece is what he was bringing out here in Joel 3. So just like he said, they removed us from our borders, right? I'm gonna show you what our homeland is real quick. Give me that, you know what I want, Galatians 4:26, okay? Watch this right here. Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. Read what you got.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. Bring it out. But Jerusalem.
But who?
But Jerusalem, which is above all, is free.
Read it again.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
That's the motherland right there, Jerusalem. Right. Jerusalem is where the Garden of Eden was, okay? That's where they removed it from. Give me Luke chapter 20, verse 21. So, yeah, remember when Christ was here on the scene, Christ he prophesied that Rome was going to ransack Jerusalem, okay? We're going to be scattered out. We're going to leave Israel, okay? We had to leave there. Why? Because there was some prophecy that had to take place. You got that for me? Luke 20 and 21. Read what you got.
Luke 21 and verse 20. Bring it out. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
So now you see Jerusalem compassed with armies. This is talking about the besieged. This is when Rome ransacked Jerusalem, okay? They came through, they besieged us for about, I think, what, 3 years? For about 3 years. So we had no food, no water, nothing going through there. So it's pretty much like today when you see America put embargo sanctions on places so you can't buy, sell, and trade with that other nations because they don't agree with their politics, right? Their belief or their system. So they put embargo sanctions on them and starve them out, make them get angry, they fight, they have civil war amongst each other. Guess what? Their kingdom fall down, right? So this is the same thing that Rome did to us, okay? Read it again from the top.
And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation therefore is nigh.
He said, know that the desolation, meaning the destruction, is coming near, okay, when this takes place. Because when Christ was on the scene, Christ was born and he was around during the captivity, which was the Roman captivity. Right. Just like the officer brought out. You remember Pontius Pilate? He was the one that had him crucified on the cross, okay? Right. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
He said, those that live in the land of Judea, which is the land of the Jews, he said, tell them to flee to the mountains. So you remember when Christ was young, right? Remember his father? Remember Joseph and Mary? They left Israel and they went into Africa, you remember? You know why they went into Egypt? When they went into Egypt, because they could blend in with the dark-skinned people. We were always dark-skinned. Right. So they fled in there. The angel told them, go in there and stay there for a time. Okay, so those same mountains, he's talking about the Sinai Mountains, which is there in Egypt. So they fled over. Christ was telling them, leave Judea and flee to the mountain. He was telling everybody that. Only, a select few, which is the believers. You had thousands of people that believed on Christ. I'm gonna say millions of people that believed on Christ. Read.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
He said, those that's in the midst of it, that's living in there, leave. Don't stay in there. Read.
And let them not that are in the countries enter therein.
He said, those that live outside of Jerusalem, he said, don't come in here. Do not come back. Why? Because at the time, everybody will come back during 3 times of the year, which was during Passover. You had Pentecost, and you had Feast of Tabernacles. So they'll come in those 3 times of the year to come worship. And they came in through other high holy days as well. But it's mandatory, those 3 high holy days, they had to come and go worship. But Christ told them, don't come back in here, because if you come back in here, you're gonna get caught in that besiege, you're gonna be stuck there. So just like you in the projects, and they come and the police come and surround the projects, you can't leave, you can't come in there. Right. They may let you in there, but you ain't coming out.
Right. Right. For these be the days of vengeance.
These are the days of vengeance, meaning payback from the Most High. Right. Most High let the white man loose, because the white man is his sword. He said, hey, because y'all disobeyed me, guess what? Now you got payback. I got destruction coming for you. Read.
That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
That's prophecy. All things that's written, because our forefathers read about it from Isaiah, Jeremiah, so on and so forth. The minor prophets, Zechariah, Zephaniah, all of them, they all prophesied of the destruction that was going to come. Okay? So all this stuff had to come to pass. Guess what? So we're going to read on. Read.
But woe unto them that are with child.
He said, woe with them, meaning destruction unto them that had babies at that time. So, like yourself, you able to produce to have a child, guess what? It's going to be hard to escape with a baby. You know, that baby going to cry, that baby need to eat, so on and so forth. But at this time, when we was besieged, we didn't have no food. Remember, all the food wasn't coming in. So guess what was taking place? Cannibalism. We started eating our kids. It got to that point, we started killing our kids and eating them. People don't know that history. This happened to us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
And to them that give suck in those days.
Read.
For there shall be a great distress in the land.
Meaning great distress, meaning why? You get starved out, you had no water, you had nothing. So guess what? So just like how they do in the projects, they pile us up in there. Now we got the stress in there. We fighting each other. You got everybody living on top of one another. So it's the same. That same thing happened in our country, in our homeland. We was in Jerusalem. We started fighting. We had hatred toward each other, and we started eating our kids.
Right.
Why? Read.
And wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
They're going to fall by the edge of the sword, because you had some people who didn't listen to Christ. They stayed there and thought they could fight the Romans. Just like you got people that's over here saying, hey, you know what? We need to take up arms. We need to fight against America. No, we tell you this is a spiritual warfare, not a physical warfare. Right. We're going to destroy them with the Bible. All the lies, all the things that they bring out, the Bible's going to bring them down. God's word.
That's right.
Okay? You can't fight. You got to think about this. You can't fight no military. They got tanks. What, you gonna walk up with an Uzi and shoot a tank that's bulletproof? No, that M1 Abrams or that what do you call it? That the other tank, I forget the name of it. It cuts you in half, blow you to smithereens. Like one of my officers always said, that blow you away. You can't fight no tank. You can't fight no helicopter. You can't aim at that's in the sky. You can't fight no jets. Think about it, they drop bombs on you. You gotta look at, they got what you call a smart bomb. The bomb will come take a picture of you and blow up. At the same time, yeah, we got our target. That's what they did to Saddam Hussein and all of them over there. Matter of fact, when they killed Osama bin Laden, hey, there was a smart bomb. They had something came there and they took a picture, they knew who it was and they killed him, and they got his remains to prove to know who he was. Right. So you can't fight against that type of technology. I'm telling you, niggas in the ghetto cannot fight against that. Read what you got.
And shall be led away captives into all nations.
So Christ said, he prophesied we're going to be led away captive into all nations. How How was the so-called black and Hispanic man led away captive in all nations? Look at this right here. Just like what the officer was bringing out. You see the slave trade right here? How he was showing you? Look at this. You see the purple lines, right? This is when we was coming out of the west coast of Africa. You had lines coming out from here. There were slaves coming from the Northern Kingdom, which was the Native Americans. They got shipped to Europe. Some of them went to Spain, some went to England, Italy, Rome. They shipped them all over there. All across. This was big business right here. Them selling us blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Yes, the Native Americans and the Hispanics went through the same atrocities. That's how we know we're the Israelites, okay? Think about it. Why they put us in the ghettos and the slums and the projects? Where you from originally? You from Durham or you from somewhere? Where you from originally? You from New Jersey, right? What part of Jersey? Newark, or you from Newark, right? So you see a lot of Northern Kingdom. Why they put the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the blacks, the Cubans, so all of us in the same place, and we the same people. We got Negroid skulls. All the other nations know this, but us. Watch this real quick. He said, read that part again, what we just last read. Read.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
So the real Israelites not going to be in the land of Jerusalem right now. So we got to find out, if we're going to be led captive into all nations, right? Who's in the land now? Read.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
The true Gentiles. The real Gentile nation is the so-called white man, the Arab man. All them, the East Indian man, all of them is the Gentiles. You not the Gentiles, you God-chosen people.
That's
right. The best top thing here on the earth. He said, these people, that's why they fight, that's why there's no peace in the land of Israel today. Why? Because they stole your identity. They stole your land. They stole your nationality. Look at that, sis. How can you get your nationality stolen and make a religion out of your nationality?
Come on.
You gotta look at that. And think about it. You ever wonder, you used to watch Wild 'N Out. You ever watch that show Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon? Remember Nick Cannon brought out, he said, hey, the Jews are the black people. What did they do? Remember they tried to take the show from them? Why that happened? Remember that, what's the Deshaun Jackson? Remember the football star that played for the Philadelphia Eagles? Remember he said something? What did they do? They suspended him and they was taking his pay and they made him apologize just like they did Nick Cannon. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. Remember Kyrie Irving said the same thing? What did they suspended him? You gotta remember those people that own all those basketball companies and all, I mean, you know, all the sports and stuff, is the so-called fake Israeli man, the man that's claiming to be you. They run all that, the music industry, so on and so forth. Read on.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
They're gonna be there until Christ come back, okay? Right. That's why they're in the land, it's prophecy. They're gonna be there, and they're gonna be there until the times of Gentiles be fulfilled. Give me Psalms 83 and verse 1. I want you to watch this, because you gotta know who your enemies are, okay? You may not know who your enemies are. We go to the store, you know, so us black, Hispanic, and Native American people, we go to all these different stores, all these different places to go shopping. And we got these different type of doctors, so on and so forth. And we don't realize all these people are against us. Why is that? Read what you got there.
Psalms 83 verse 1.
Read out.
Keep not thou silent, O God.
So this is King David. He's prophesying. He said, hey, he's seeing a vision that the Most High showing him. He said, keep not silence, O God. He said, please do something. Why he sees stuff that's happening in these latter times that's happening to his people. Read.
Hold not thy peace. And be not still, oh God.
He said, don't sit there, don't do nothing. God, please do something. But we broke God's commandments. God said, as a result, these people, they're gonna have their time to rule. I'm gonna let them full-fledged on you. Why? Because you was disobedient to me. You got children? You have kids? If your kids be bad, if they do good, what you gonna do? You gonna take care of them, you're gonna give them rewards and so on and so forth, right? But if your kids are bad, what you gonna do? You gonna punish them, right? You gonna whoop them, you gonna spank them, you gonna give them time out, right? They can't go nowhere. Look, this is punishment from God. This is his chastisement. It's put you in slavery, death, so on and so forth. All these curses, these evil things take place on our people. Look at our people out here, man. This is a speculation of this here is spectacular. It's crazy how you see our people as an astonishment. Our people walking around with their pants hanging down off their butt and thinking that's cool. You got people that are 50 years old sagging. Watch this, read on.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
He said, for lo, he said, watch this. He said, look, he said, your enemies, God, make a tumult. What is a tumult? Is an angry gathering. All of them is in coherence together. They had these meetings in what you call NATO, right? in the League of Nations, the EU, they have all these, every nation is there that has somebody that look like them to represent them. Why we don't have nobody to represent us? The so-called African American or the Hispanic man or the Native American man. They got some white man there to represent you. Read.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Hear that? He said, God, those nations that hate you have lifted up their head in pride. Why? Because they're in rulership right now. You serving them, you got to pay rent to them, right? You got to go get a loan, you got to go to the bank and get everything from those nations. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
He said they have taken crafty counsel. Crafty counsel meaning something in secret. They counsel against each other in secret on how to keep you down, how to keep you destroyed. You ever see, you watch the movie, they clone Tyrone? Did you watch that yet? Watch that when you get a chance. It's on Netflix, it's free. Hey, it's called, because they cloned Tyrone, they had a little laboratory in the bottom. And it's showing how they keep our people destroyed. Okay, it's a real good movie, but it's true. And that's why they keep us in the worst slums and the worst parts of America. Read. Whoa, I'm almost.
So, chapter 83 and verse 4. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation."
So I'm gonna ask you this, there, sister. Sis, have they cut us off from being a nation? Yes, because think about it. We don't remember that we Judah, Benjamin, Levi. We don't remember we the nation of Israel. We think we black, or color of your boots, right? Or your sleeves. We not that color, we different shades of brown. We think we black, we think we African, we think we Hispanic. Hispanic means property of Spain. We think we Native American savages of a white man. America named after Leo Scipio, Amerigo Vespucci, a Roman navigator. Africa's named after Leo Scipio Africanus, a Roman general that conquered Hannibal during the Second Punic Wars. Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So this is proof right here that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now people walking dead, spiritually. They're walking around like zombies. The movie Walking Dead is talking about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
All these nations consult together with one consent, even though they may have little wars, they fight against each other, but they all in one consent to keep the black and Hispanic and Native American man down. Read.
They are confederate against thee.
So they're against thee, they're confederate against us. Read.
The tabernacles of Edom.
He said the first one is the white man. The white man, his biblical nationality is Edom. The word Edom means red, okay? You read about the Edomites in the Bible, those are the red people. Ites meaning people or nations. So that's the red nation that hate us, which is the white man. He's not white. He's different pigments of red. You see them from pink. He the one that changes all. He's the color man. He's the one that changes all different colors. Read.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites is your Arab. That's why you think got Arab stores in every corner. They got all these smoke shops. They don't eat pork, but they know we're not supposed to eat pork, but they sell us pork in our communities.
Right.
Think about that. They hate you. They know that keeps you in sin. We're going to sell them pork. We're going to sell them cigars, blunts. Some of them even sell synthetic weed on the side. A lot of them do. Think about that. And our people smoke that stuff and be jacked up. Read. Oh, look, and they sell that cheap liquor. That cheap old wild Irish rose. All that cheap stuff and tear your liver up, tear your brain cells up. Read.
Of Moab.
Of Moab is the Chinese. Why do you think there's Chinese restaurants in all the black communities? They sell all that fried pork. And a lot of times, guess what? A lot of that meat is rat, cat, dog. We eat stuff that we're not supposed to be eating. That's unclean food. So they in every community. You don't see no Chinese restaurant in the white community. You don't see that. Read.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes, these are Africans. These are the true Africans. The Hamitic tribes, the ones that sold you. Read.
Gabal.
That's more African nations. You think about it, you got all these African braid shops and all that stuff. All this stuff in the community for our people. Instead of us wearing our natural hair, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you got your dreads, you got your natural hair. But our people like to put other nations' wigs and all that stuff in their head and get spirits on them. Read.
And Ammon.
And Ammon is the Japanese people today. So yeah, you got the Japanese there against our people as well. Read.
And Amalek.
And Amalek, that's the Jewish man, the man who stole your identity, that funded your slavery. So he did that so that he can be you. Remember the man in the iron mask? You ever seen that? Remember Drew Hill? You remember Drew Hill? Remember Cisco had a video that these are the times that we always for. Remember it was the evil twin that looked like him and was portraying to be him, but the good twin was locked up in the cell in the dungeon with the iron mask. That's us. You're looking at us with the iron mask. And the evil twin, he's out there, which is Esau. Esau name changed to Edom. Okay, read.
The Philistines.
The Philistines, remember, they have part of our slavery as well. That's the Palestine right there. Those Arabs there, okay? That's why they fighting against Hamas and all them. They fighting against the fake Jews today. They fighting over, all them fighting over your land, and Most High causing that destruction on them. And that's what's going, that right there, that war, that with those two little small nations is going to bring World War III. All them nations. That's why you got all the armies mustered up right now in the Middle East, what we call the Middle East, which is Northeast Africa, okay? Read.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Tyre, remember Tyre and Zidon, read.
Assure.
That's going into like Turkey and all them, or the Kurds. They are the children of Ashur, okay? Read.
Also is joined with them. They have hoping the children of Lot.
No, but the children of Lot. Those more Chinese, like the Koreans, you know, not the real Vietnamese people, but those Vietnamese people that are there, the ones that came from China, all of them is the children of Lot. The Vietnamese and well, I'm gonna put it this way, Moab, the Chinese, you know, slanted out people, and the Japanese people, those are the children of Lot, okay? And there's other countries that's part of them, okay? What you got there? So you said you got to get ready to go, sis? Do you know what your nationality is? What's your nationality? Your biblical nationality. So what's your father's nationality? Give me numbers 1 and 18. What's your father's nationality? Amber. You know your father's nationality? What do you put down in your job application? You said West Indians? So your father's from where? What country in the West Indies? Do you know? St. Thomas. So guess what? You are from the tribe of Benjamin. You're from the same tribe Paul came from. Paul was the Benjamite. You read about Paul, wrote most of the New Testament. He was from the tribe of Benjamin. Christ come from the tribe of Judah. Levi, that's where the tribe Moses came from. Moses and Aaron, that's where the Levitical priesthood came from. You see this right here? These names you can recognize. You see them same names when you go to the hoods, the ghettos, or any colored people where you call the hood, the ghetto slums, you see all these people there. But this is their biblical name, which is to your left, okay? That's what God calls us. This is what the white man called us after he conquered and destroyed us. Just like you take a wolf and you tame him and you make a dog. A wolf don't bark, but only dogs bark. So always remember that, okay?
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is